Everybody, today we've got the Widowmaker RDA. This is actually a 24mm RDA. It does come with 3 different style airflow rings. It's got the goon style drip tip, or you can do like a chuff cap type of drip tip. It also has a single or dual coil option. I'm going to tell you more about that down below. It does come with a squonk pin and of course your regular pin, so that if you want to just drip, you can do that as well, or you can squonk like I am doing on this. So let's go ahead and go down. We're going to talk more about it and then we'll come back up and I'll give you my pros and cons and we'll vape on it. So here we go. Okay, so here we are with the Widowmaker RDA. This is by Vandy Vape and designed by El Mono Vapeador. And yeah, so this is actually the sample packaging. I do have the stainless steel. As far as I know, it comes in 5 colors: matte black, stainless steel, rainbow, gold, and gunmetal. So this is what I have. Again, it's just a sample packaging, so you're not going to get any additional information. When you open up the package, you're going to get the RDA. You're going to get an extra chuff style drip tip, and you're going to get 2 extra barrel sections. You're going to have 3 different airflow types all included. So that's awesome. So that, you know me, I love options. So underneath the package, fused Clapton coils, and it is made of nichrome 80. So these are the coils that are going to be included. In this goodie bag, you're going to get a 510 drip tip adapter, a Barbie flathead screwdriver. You're also going to get a squonk pin and 2 Allen keys. One is for your squonk and one is for your grub screws. And then you're going to get some extra screws. Currently installed are the grub screws, but you do have these Phillips heads if you want to switch them out. It does come with the Phillips head screws and of course all your O-rings. Okay, so of course you're going to get your RDA with the standard RDA the way that it comes. You're going to get the honeycomb type of airflow. It does have the logo for Widowmaker right here. Nothing on this side. You do have the 2 sides of honeycomb airflow. Whatever you do to one side does happen to the other. You also get, it is like a 3-piece part. This is actually the airflow channel and the airflow ring that you can actually switch out. So if you don't want this one, well, I'll show you the other 2. On the top cap, it's actually made to be sort of like a chuff cap. That's why they give you an additional chuff cap. This one is completely made of Delrin, whereas this one is the stainless steel. Now, if you notice, they do fit exactly similar, just like that, except for this is all one piece, whereas you can actually take off the 810 drip tip off of this one. And inside, you're going to see the beefy O-ring of where the 810 does go. This is like a frosted black, which I think is nice. It's a change from the frosted white, so I do like that. It's got that beefy O-ring in the center so that you can use any of your 810 goon style drip tips without a problem. Now, in order to use the chuff cap, again, if you have your airflow on and you want to use this one, all you need to do is just go ahead and install it like this, and it goes right down like that. So you can use the chuff cap instead of this part here. Just don't lose it. So that is that part. Now, the other 2 airflow options I want to show you. Again, this is the honeycomb style. You also get this small cyclops style, like a little slot or a slit, however you want to say it. And then in addition to that, you're also going to be getting this one. Now, there is a purpose and a reason for all 3 that were developed by El Mono Vapeador. This one is for the smoother, more flavorful airflow, and you're going to get the most flavor on this with a dual coil build. With this one, this is actually for those cloud chasers that want a lot of clouds and a lot of airflow. Then that's why he made this one. They all do have the same logo on it, by the way. And then this third one with the Cyclops style, this one he actually made because of the fact that you can do dual or single coil in this RDA. This one was actually made more for the single coil type of vape. Because you can put a single coil in, you would have to make that single coil just a little bit beefier, like a 4mm. And I'll show you the deck in a minute. With that, bringing down the restrictiveness of the airflow, it's going to match that single coil. So that's the reason that we actually have this style, and of course the cloud chasing style, which I will be trying all 3 of them out. I'm actually going to be trying this on a dual coil though, because I was only sent 1 RDA to show you, so it's not like I can go ahead and change out the build for you. So there we go. All right, so I'm going to start off with the honeycomb that comes with it. In addition to that, on the bottom, it does have the Widowmaker symbol here. It's also got the El Mono Vapeador signature here. It is manufactured by Vandy Vape. It does have your serial number. It does have a 510 protruding gold-plated pin. It does have peak insulation around there. And again, this is for your positive post. on the sides of the chamber itself, once you take off your airflow ring, you're going to see that your airflow is actually angled in a downward motion. So no matter what airflow ring you decide to use, the airflow is going to come in and come right underneath your coils. You see where it comes in? Right underneath your coil, so you're going to get the most maximum flavor. There is one O-ring on this side, and then you can take it apart further. Okay, then you can take it apart, and then this is going to be your build deck. Again, you can do single coil, or you can do dual coil. It's totally up to you. This is going to be your positive side. This is your negative side. What are dual this way? So you're going to have one coil here, one coil here. Your airflow is going to be coming in from here. If you want to do a single coil, you are going to be doing the same. So you're going to have it laying just like this in the middle. You can use either one of the posts. So it doesn't matter which way that your wrap is, you can actually use either or. These are your wicking channels right here. And even though it does look very, very shallow, this is similar to like the dead rabbit or the drop, where the chamber, this part here actually becomes part of your wall. So that way you can actually squonk or drip, and you're going to have very minimal leaking, if any at all. Because of the fact that this is actually going to come up, it actually gives you that much more room. So I did want to mention that. Your squonking holes are right here. So there's one there, and it comes out really, really heavy and very, very fast. So I am going to go ahead and put this in squonk mode so that you can see it, and you can see how much we can squonk it without it leaking. So let me go ahead and put this on a mod, change out the pin, and I'll be right back. I'm actually going to be using this on my top side dual. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and loosen up all the post screws. So let's go ahead and loosen these. And they are gold plated, by the way. So they are gold plated post screws. They are grub screws. And then if you notice here, look how easy it is. It's actually got these cutouts. Let me go ahead and talk about the cutouts real quick. It has these cutouts so that you can actually access your screws or your grub screws a little bit easier without it hitting any type of a wall or anything else. And it also keeps the deck smaller, or the post smaller or shorter, if you will. So that's why they did that. And it's on both sides. If you notice, on that side and on this side, it does the same thing. Now, it also, the top cap also does have a notch. I wanted to mention that, which I was going to mention later, but I'll go ahead and mention it now. So on the top cap, you do have just one single notch, and that notch is right there. Can you see it? So this notch here is actually going to be going and locking right here. So what you want to do is when you put on your top cap, you're actually going to put your airflow a little bit sideways, just a little bit slanted. When you push it down, turn it, and it'll lock in place. There we go. So that's all you need to do. So I do like the fact that it does come with notches. I just wanted to show you that real quick just before I forget. And I'll probably show you again when we're closing this back up. So let me go ahead and get some coils. Now I know that they provide their own coils, but I do like my own. So I'm actually going to be using these alien coils by Coil Cloud. If you're interested in any of the coils or anything like that, they do have them at coilcloud.com. In addition to that, I am actually going to be, because it is a postless deck, I'm going to be using this coily tool. I'm going to do about a 6 millimeter on the coily tool. You can do 6 to 6.5. I've used both and they work just fine. But I prefer the 6 millimeter. It brings it down just a little bit more. And if you need to, you can go ahead and lift it up because of the type of deck that it is. This is also available at coilcloud.com. Use Wendy 15, you get 15% off. So I'm going to go ahead and take out 2 of my aliens here. And then we're going to go ahead and pre-cut these leads. Now, I used to eyeball them. I don't know what I used to do before the coily tool came along. I'm going to tell you right now. Because it just makes it so easy and so convenient. It's like literally just a snip and you're gone. So let me go ahead and get my cutters, which of course will be on the furthest spot of my desk. So let's go ahead and cut our coils. Again, I'm going to be using the 6 millimeter right here. And all you do is you just put it in there. You flip it over and you're going to go ahead and just clip your leads. So there's one there. And one there. There we go. Coil's done. And then we'll go ahead and do the other side. And this is going to keep them nice and even. Now you can also measure this a different way. You can actually measure this like this. And this is something that I actually saw on his intro video. And what I mean is El Mono Vapeador, because he is another YouTube reviewer. What he said is that you can take your coil, you can just lay it on the lip right here where the drip tip is, and you can snip it right here. So we're going to try that method because that is something that he was saying that can happen. It's a little slippery for me because of my nails, but we're not going to let that bother us. And what you do is just evenly, so if you don't have the coily tool, you can just literally just go right here like this. You're going to make it even with the bottom. This is the stainless steel chuff cap. Even with the bottom. There we go. And then let's check that out. Let's check the measurement. Drop it into the 6 millimeter. And let's see. It's almost even, almost. There's like just a hair bit more. So a hair on one of the legs and that's it. All right, so now they are nice and even. But I did want to show you that method because I thought that it was cool that he was showing you. But if you have one of these, use it. It's very, very easy. Okay, so let's go ahead and install our coils. So as usual, I am going to be using my screwdriver because, well, why not? So just to place it. So I'm gonna go ahead and put one leg here and one leg there. Now, sometimes I do like to do space coils. In this case, I'm actually gonna just leave them as is. I'm gonna put my finger right there and then I'm gonna get my Allen key and I'm gonna go ahead and just tighten this down. So I'm gonna just tighten this one here. And they're really, really nicely threaded. There is no grinding or anything like that. Very, very nicely threaded. I forgot to mention that. So let's go ahead and tighten those down there. We're gonna straighten them up at the end. Right now, we're just gonna go ahead and place our coils. And again, you wanna make sure that you have one on your positive side and one on your negative side. So this is your positive, that's your negative in this video. Okay, there we go here, and put that one in. Nice. This is a drop-in style. I am a fan of the drop-in style, but now we've got so many different other kinds out. Okay, let's go ahead and just screw this one down. Last one here. All right, so we've got those in there. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my handy dandy screwdriver and I'm just gonna go ahead and straighten up my coils. There's one there, and then straighten up this one here. And what I like to do is line them up right to the edge of the post like this to make them even. That way they're close enough to the airflow, but they're not gonna be touching. You wanna be careful, especially with the airflow, the way that it is made and it's got those slants. You definitely wanna make sure that you're not gonna be touching your side right here. That is really, really imperative. So what you might wanna do is just go ahead and put your build on before you start heating it up or anything. Go ahead and slide your top cap on. Lock it in place and see where your coils are, just to make sure that they're not hitting the rim. As a matter of fact, mine are kind of close. I don't feel comfortable with it, so I'm just gonna bring it in just a hair. So that is one way to check it, which I think is really good, but it does have that reduced chamber type of feel, sort of like the recurve RDA and then the intake and things like that. So it's kind of nice. Okay, so go ahead and pull those in a little bit, just a little bit. Again, your airflow is gonna be hitting right underneath. So if you were to check it now, see, there's enough space there. It's definitely not gonna be touching. Okay, so let's go ahead and start firing. Okay, so I'm just gonna grab my ceramic tweezers. I like them. To me, that's about right. They're just lifted off, but they're not too close to the sides. So let's go ahead and start heating these up. There we go. Starting to glow. A little bit of pressure on this one, a little bit of pressure on that one. I do like to sometimes just blow them apart a little bit just to give them some room to heat up evenly. Go. All right, come this way. Oh yeah, getting all those hot spots. I'll pull this apart just a tiny bit. Oh, nice and blue, as usual. If you pull them apart just a little bit, it does tend to heat up just a little bit faster. There we go. Oh yeah, almost there. Okay, you have the hot spots right there. Ooh, big one right there. I'm just gonna pull this apart. Oh yeah, getting there. Okay, and there we go, glowing from the inside out. So I'm gonna go ahead and let that cool down and then we'll wick it up. I'm gonna be using some Kendo vape cotton, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just rip a piece off of there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and start twisting up the cotton. These are 3 millimeter diameter coils, so I shouldn't have any issues whatsoever with wicking. And I like to do it from the center and then outward. There we go. Just at the end. And put that through. Go. Sometimes I just put too much cotton. It's just funny. But there we go. Nice and tight, but not too tight. I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, and here we go here. Grab that end, put that through. There we go. All right. So we've got our cotton in. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take, of course, my handy dandy tweezers. I love these tweezers, and I'm just gonna go ahead and fluff it out a little bit. I don't want it too compact or too pressed in there because then it's gonna be hard for the juice to actually make its way up to the coil. So I do like to thin it out a little bit. Of course, this is dependent on the type of cotton that you're using. With my cotton, it's kind of fluffy already, or it makes it easier to fluff out. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna go ahead and just trim it right at the base. If you notice right here, right at the base. I'm just gonna trim it right there. And then turn it around and trim it at the base right here. And then all you need to do is just go ahead and put your cotton in here and your cotton in there. And see, for me, this is just a little bit too thick still. You can feel it when you're putting it in. So I know a lot of people don't like to thin them out too much, but I love the ends being thinned out because that way it's definitely going to get, your juice will soak up a lot better. I promise you. I promise. All right, now it's better, yeah. Because again, it seems like it's a shallow juice well, but you're going to be using the chamber as well. So there we go. And then I'm going to do this side just a little bit more. And then I'm going to show you the squonking feature. Because it's really, it's one of the better squonking holes or squonking features that I've seen. Because sometimes it takes a while for the juice to get in when you're squonking. In this one, it comes out pretty easily. So I do want to show you that. Okay. All right, Wendy. There we go. Enough trimming. I'm going to put this one in here and this one in there. There we go. All right, no squigglies out here for me. I like that. Or wispies or whatever you want to call them to drive me crazy. Okay, so there we go. Beautiful, isn't it? All right, so now we're going to start squonking. So now, as you can see, there's actually the hole is on this side and the hole is on that side. Oops, sorry. There we go. And now I'm going to start squonking. You see it? Look how fast. I just did one squonk. That was it. And look at how fast it filled up the bottom. And of course, the excess is going to be sucked into the bottom. But look at that. And then you've got all this room that the juice is traveling on the deck. Squonk it again. Look at that. Now again, this barrel is going to act as part of your reservoir as well. So when you're using this, and of course we're going to put it on, line it up with the airflow right here on the notch, put it down, turn a little bit, and it's going to lock into place. There we go. And then, okay. And as you can see, when I squonk now, I can literally over squonk. Look at this. Did you see how high that went? I'm over squonking. I'm over squonking, just pressing, pressing, pressing. Now you can make it leak if you keep going up because remember you've got this flat part here and then your airflow does angle down. But for the most part, you can get a really, really good squonk in here and keep it going. So that's not a problem at all. I mean, look at that. I mean, if you like to squonk, ooh, what? Look at that. Is it leak proof? No. There's nothing that's really honestly leak proof. If you overdo something, it's gonna give way. But yeah, so that's that. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and help it prime up a little bit and just wet the tops of my coils because I do like to make sure that my cotton is saturated within the coils and not just the cotton itself. So I like to do that and then fire just to make sure that we're going and getting the cotton that is within the coils saturated because I don't like any type of cotton taste or a dry taste, and this actually takes that away. So I'm just going to heat that up right there. There we go. And turn that up. Now my coils are actually ohming it out to a 0.15. Got this at 60 watts. There we go. Just a little bit more. Look at that. Ooh, fire, baby. We are going to start off with the honeycomb slot. So I'm just going to put that honeycomb down there. And then we're going to start off with the regular top cap. And that is the Widowmaker RDA by Vandy Vape and El Mono Vapeador. So let's go ahead and go. Okay, so here we are back on top with the Widowmaker RDA. I do have the honeycomb type of airflow in here. So before I talk about it, we're actually going to go ahead and do the airflow check. So I'm going to try it out with the honeycomb. Very nice flavor. To me, very, very nice clouds. I love the smoothness of the honeycomb. I'm just a honeycomb fan. I love honeycomb airflow. Now, just a little side note. In any RDA that you have, if your cotton is not nice and snug inside your coil, you will get spit back. In mine, because of the fact that I do make them kind of tight inside, I do not get spit back. But I did want to let you know about that because that can happen, especially if you're not wicking it really, really tight. Not super tight where you're moving the coils, but very, very, very comfy. Very comfy, very, very comfy. So that is the honeycomb. So I'm going to go ahead and switch it out now. And I'm also going to switch out the drip tip because I want to show you how that works as well. So, okay, now I've switched it out and now we've got the full one single big hole here. And I've also included the chuff cap with this barrel. So let's go ahead and have a vape on this one. I'm excited. Let me squonk. Just make sure I squonk. There we go. Tremendous, tremendous airflow. This is definitely for those of you that like a lot of airflow and the honeycomb is just a little bit too restrictive for you. You're going to love this. Very, very airy. I'm still getting good flavor on it, but it's more for those cloud chasers, I would say, but I really like it. So I've cut it down a little bit, so let's go ahead and try it that way. This feels to me like a regular RDA with the regular slits. Not necessarily the honeycomb, but just a regular side slit. Really, really nice. I do like it cut down just a little bit with this one hole option, but it's hitting like a horse. It really is. Really, really nice. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and change out the other one. Okay, so now we've got like the Cyclops tiny little slit hole. I'm going to go ahead and try this. Now, again, as I mentioned down below, which I put the logo on backwards, but whatever. As I mentioned down below, this one is made more for like if you're doing a big single coil, it's going to give you the most satisfaction. Because this is a dual coil, it's going to be really, really super restrictive. But if I was doing a really big, beefy single coil, which I have tried on here, I've actually done a 4mm single coil in it with this and it worked just fine. So I want to show you that one. It is restrictive, but it's not super like a mouth to lung restrictive, but it is restrictive. But again, it is really, the purpose for that is more, if you want to try the single coil, then this would be your best option. Honestly, I like the honeycomb and I like the single hole airflow as well. These two are my absolute favorites. This I do like, but with the single coil option. I don't like it with a dual coil option. Being that it is Delrin and it comes all the way down, your lips actually don't touch the stainless steel part. Now, it hasn't gotten hot on me, and I do chain vape, and I haven't noticed it getting uncomfortably hot. It will warm up depending on the amount of pulls that you're taking at one time, but it's not going to get overly hot. And it fits really nice in your mouth. I don't know. But I will say that the most flavor with the dual coil that I get is with this one, but with the clouds, I'm going to get with the single one. So that's it. That's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and go over my cons. The cons are this is not going to be for everybody. So it's not really a con, it's more of a subjective con. This is not going to be for everybody, but if you do want to do like a single coil, maybe for like, I don't know, for maybe a mech mod or even like something with a single battery, Squonk mod, this will probably work for you because you can do the single coil, and that'll work for you. This deck, a lot of people are going to think that it's really, really shallow, but as I showed you, this chamber actually becomes part of the deck to hold that juice in. So it's shallow, but then again, as long as you're not taking the whole thing off to drip, you're going to be just fine. All right, now onto my pros, because that's about it for my cons that I found. To be totally honest, that's all I found. It's a drop-in deck. You really aren't going to find too much wrong with that. Very, very easy to build on. Very good flavor, especially with this honeycomb pattern. If you like dual coils, you're probably going to like the honeycomb pattern more. Having the 3 barrel options I think is great because it's going to cater to different vaping styles, not just one style, but different people like different things. So I think that that's great that they did include those at no additional charge because they do come in the kit. Having the extra chuff cap, I kind of like this chuff cap. I really didn't think I would, but after like the first week of using just the standard 810, I did go ahead and use the chuff cap, and I actually now prefer it more because of the fact that your mouth does go around it so well, and it holds really, really nice in your lips. It works. So I really like that. The notches are great because that way if you want to take it off your mod, all you need to do is just turn it and it turns right off your mod. So I think that that's great also. Now the only thing that I would have to say is that I feel like the O-rings tolerance, this is one con that I did forget. The O-ring tolerance is kind of loose. I wish that the airflow ring had more of a tolerance to it. I don't feel that it does. It does when it's coming off, but when you're turning it, it's kind of like, not so much. So it does turn pretty easy. So that would have to be a con. Another pro is that you do get the chuff cap. So you do get 2 810 style drip tips, 1 goon style, 1 chuff cap, plus you get your 510 drip tip adapter. So that to me is key as well. Another pro is going to be that it's going to be hard to leak. Can it leak? Yeah. If you try to fill it up with juice, of course it's gonna leak. It's an RDA. It's gonna leak if you do that. But even with this part on, if you take off the chuff cap and you squonk it, you're not gonna have that problem. Now, me gripping that freaking chuff cap is a pain in the butt. But if you take off this barrel, the chuff cap comes right off, so that's easy. But doing it this way, like having it, especially with the honeycomb one, if you over squonk it, it's not gonna leak out the drip tip. I mean, out the airflows. See, I'm over squonking it. I don't know if you can see that. I don't want to tip it too much because I don't want it to like do it, but look, you can actually do it. There we go. And it's not, because my VG is very high, it's going to be harder to leak that way. So if you do have the honeycomb on, you don't have to worry about it. You can actually go a little bit higher. Options. That to me is key for any type of Addy that is out there or device, is having those options. To me, I feel like as a vapor, I want as many options as I can get, and I feel like they did it with this RDA. El Mono Vapeador actually designed this to be this way, and he came up with those options because he felt that everybody does have different ways of vaping, and he wanted to cater to all of them. That's it for my pros. So yeah, so it's a really good RDA. It's a very flavorful RDA. They do currently have a pre-sale going on at myvapro.com. The link is down below, so if you want to go ahead and check them out, I really like it. Works really great in single coil mode, really great in dual coil mode. I do prefer the honeycomb airflows, but that's to my vaping needs, my vaping style. I also prefer the chuff cap. Not everybody will. But yeah, so that's it for my review. And if you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below. I'll go ahead and answer each and every one of them. I do want to thank Vandy Vape for sending this my way for review. And of course, it did not diminish anything that I'm feeling about it. I love vaping. I love RDAs. So this is just my opinion. So that's it for my review. So I guess I'll see you in the next one.